Respected my class in charge and my dear friend, a very great morning to all of you.
Very great morning, Durga.
Myself Durga from proud 9th grade in Sunrise Foundation School. Today I am here to do mastering the concept on topic narration related to subject English. So friends, first question is, what do we mean by narration? First question is that what do we mean by narration? Narration is taken from a noun form of verb. Narration is taken from a noun form of verb, which is narrate. The noun form of verb is narrate. And now our second question is, what do we mean by speech? Our second question is, what do we mean by speech? Speech is also taken from a noun form of verb, which is speak. The noun form of verb is speak. And both the words are taken from the noun form of verb and their meaning is also same. The meaning of narrate and the meaning of speak is to say something. To say something. And to express our views. Now about types of narration. How many types of narrations are? Our question is, how many types of narrations are? There are two types of narration. That first one is direct speech. Direct speech. And second one is indirect speech. Our second one is indirect speech. Indirect speech. So we know that there are two types of narrations. That first is direct speech and second is indirect speech. So our question is, what is indirect speech? What do we mean by indirect speech? Indirect speech are the exact word of the speaker. Indirect speech are the exact words of the speaker. Or reporter or narrator. Indirect speech. What do we mean by indirect speech? Indirect speech are the words if anyone repeats the word of a speaker. If anyone repeats the words of a speaker. The words of a speaker or a narrator. Now about some examples of direct speech and indirect speech. Example of direct speech. In direct speech we use inverted commas. So our example is, he said, comma, inverted comma start, I am a doctor. Our example is, he said, I am a doctor. He said in comma, inverted comma start, I am a doctor, inverted comma close. Now about example of indirect speech. The example of indirect speech is, he said that he was a doctor. Our example is, he said that he was a doctor. In this, there is inverted commas, but there is that because inverted commas are changed into conjunctions. Now about rules for changing a sentence in indirect form. Rules for changing a sentence in indirect form. So our first rule is, the things or words showing nearness will change into showing distance. Our first rule is, the things or words showing nearness will change into showing distance. Some examples are, this change into that, here change into there, ago change into before, and may change into might, can change into could. Examples are, this change into that, can change into could, here change into there, Ago change into before. Change into before. Verb first form change into verb second form. Verb second form change into had plus verb third form. Had verb plus third form. So our example are this change into that, can change into could, here change into there, ago change into before, verb first form change into verb second form change into had plus verb third form. Now our second rule. Our second rule is that when we are replacing or removing inverted commas, we will use that in place of that inverted commas, and we will use any conjunction. It is depend on reported verb and reported speech. Our second rule is by removing inverted commas, we will use any conjunction. Any conjunction. For example, he said, inverted comma start, he is a teacher. Inverted comma close and full stop. And it will change into indirect form. He said, inverted comma will change into that because it is depend on the sentence that is simple. He was a teacher. Rule third is changing of pronouns. Now our third rule is changing of pronouns. So to change the pronouns, we will use the formula 1, 2, 3 S-O-N. In this, S is subject, O is object, and N is no change. S is subject, O is object, and N is no change. Now our first point in for changing the pronoun is that first person pronoun will change according to subject. The first person pronoun are I, my, me, we, our, us. Now about our second rule for changing the pronoun is second person pronoun will change according to object. Our second person pronoun are you, your, yours. Our third rule is for changing the pronoun is third person pronoun will never change, no change. They will no change. Our fourth is all the sentence of the direct speech will change into indirect when they are assertive, and they will change in assertive form. For example, he said, inverted comma start, he is a teacher, and it will change into he said that he was a teacher. I hope you will understand my topic. Thank you. Have a nice day.